All right. Black Power is the General Sarasu Seti, and I'm black at y'all ass again with this real fucking talk. Y'all know what it is. King Seti online marketplace got a lot of fly African products for you over there. Go over there, check it out, be amazed. Got the DVDs, classic General Sarasu Seti t-shirt for the kings and the queens. Queens ain't got to wear no king shirt. You understand what I'm saying? Got the queen shirts over there. Got, African jewelry, Kemetic jewelry. Got a lot of products going up almost every other week. You know what I'm saying? So go on over there, check it out. Patreon, General Sarasu Seti, exclusive live streams, exclusive footage and video on my Patreon. Only can be seen on Patreon. You need to get on over there, become a patron today, and be amazed. When it gets so goddamn hot that we can't put it on YouTube, when it gets so goddamn hot that you cannot put it on Patreon, we take it over to GeneralSeti.com, Seti University. Got over 500 videos on there right now. I didn't say it right now. You understand what I'm saying? Just classic information. Just, over 50, 60 subjects, 70 subjects. You know what I'm saying? Just profound information for the African community. Don't dare miss it. GeneralSeti.com, Seti University. Go over there and become a member today and save your mind. All right, family. Today, we're dealing with ancient Egypt in Indonesia. Now, just like I said in the last video, I just was on the general YouTube page, and we was just dealing with the power of the Kemetic African goddess Sekhmet. Africa is now, putting it up on all political platforms to change the name of the Indian Ocean to the African Ocean. And I've been teaching that over goddamn 20 years. I called it the Kushite Ocean, the Naga Kushite Ocean. You understand what I'm saying? How you gonna call it the Indian Ocean and the Indian only been over there for 2 days? God damn it, 2 days, just got there 2 days going back because we're gonna get his ass up off of there. You understand? Trying to steal the legacy of African people. And why do today we dealing with Africans in Indonesia because, we have to look at our greatness, our divinity. You know what I'm saying? We have been rulers of empires, and we have to look at the blueprint of what it took to establish these African empires all over the planet. And, this is not just for, these are facts. If I toil, I want my children to receive the labors of my toil. You understand what I'm saying? And so when our ancestors established these great nations and these great empires on the planet, they expected that the descendants of those Africans would again pick up the history, pick up the toil of their ancestors and see the greatness in that and use that greatness as a foundation to further, accomplishments of the nation, of the race. You understand what I'm saying? Not just for no intellectual masturbation, but for uniting all over the planet with the General Sarasu Seti and the BPC established as GAS, Global African Supremacy. Wherever our people have ruled and we are indigenous to rulership and nationship, we should be supreme in that area, on that land, in that nation. We should be supreme, fuck equality. If it's ours to rule, we should rule it. And if it's not yours to rule, you should not be there. We ain't making no place for nobody that don't belong there. You understand what I'm saying? So people go too goddamn far and they use all of that shit to undercut the reality of our divinity, of our sovereignty in those land masses. And so today we looking at Indonesia, which again is in the aspect of all of the what we call the area of the Naga Kushites. Let me take that out of there. I'll bring it back in there in a sec. Okay, good. Now, again, why I show the map to many is upside down because their mind is upside down. They've been taught that, by the very people who was upside down. And so today they ass upside down. But in reality, the map is top side up. Why is that? Because people say, well, Seti, what the fuck is you talking about? Man, prove to me. It's not upside down, it's top side up. Because when we deal with the origins of the African race, I can't speak for no other race. And the African race is the oldest race that ever walked on this planet. No other people have a record that come before our people. You understand what I'm saying? So when we deal with the origin of self, it starts at the beginning of the Nile River. You know what I'm saying? It starts right here at the beginning of the Nile River. And it comes down the river into Egypt from the top. You understand what I'm saying? From the source of all things. You see what I'm saying? And so it comes down north into Egypt. And so Egypt was the last nation on the Nile to even come into existence, to develop. So when you look at it, Egypt is on the bottom. It's not on the top. Egypt is on the bottom when you deal with the orientation of where we began. And how we come into the other land masses. How we come into the other land masses. Because at that time, it wasn't even no nations. So the nations you see there today, in reality, modern nations, those nations that existed before that very well could be lost in time when you're dealing with the vernacular of that nation and what it was called. But we know that it was the Africans, it was the Kushites that established that those nations and those lands, and that there was many ages of the Kushite Empire. Not just, we think, meaning that it could have been for 50,000 years, and then it fell for 3, 4, 5,000, and then it came up again, and then it fell, it went for 100,000 years, and it 100,000 years, and it fell again. And so it was great eras of these Kushites that existed before any other people fell. I mean, shit get old. You know what I'm saying? Just on the strength of, just like, African man and woman get old and, it pass on, and then a new generation come up. You understand what I'm saying? And so we talking about orientation when we look at this map. You see Egypt at the bottom. Europe ain't even on the map. They off the map. You see what I'm saying? They at the bottom. You understand what I'm saying? When you look at this lake, which is criminally renamed Lake Victoria, and I said that all things African must be renamed African, back to African names of divinity and high respect and high regard. And so just like you see the Africans starting to rename and going to rename the Indian Ocean, the African Ocean, goddamn it, they need to go in there and take get Queen Victoria up off of that lake, that great lake now. And I know it's called many names by various nations around the lake. So we know that they got African names, but those are not the names that are projected to the world. So what we know is Lake Victoria. That got to change. You understand what I'm saying? They must change that and change the maps in Africa to where it never speak of a Lake Albert and a fucking Lake Victoria. This shit is criminal. This speaks right to the our demise when we got the enemy, the oppressor, the adversaries, the slave masters, names on those things which belong to us. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna name them after great Africans. And that's what's happening today, where you got black people pulling these goddamn slave masters' names off of statues and off of schools and all of that shit, flags that flying. The time is up for honoring your enemy. You got to take that down and honor those who really could count, which is the ancestors. You see what I'm saying? So when you look at what today is called the Indian Ocean, which I have taught for the last 20 years, was the Kushite Ocean. You understand what I'm saying? Because the Kushites were the one that came across, in every nation upon that ocean is in honor of the Kushite one way or another. Even when you go into India, you see it's the Kushite mountains. Even when you go into Sumeria, Iraq, the first capital of Sumer in Babylon was Kush. You see what I'm saying? Which they try to say is Kish. You see what I'm saying? So you see it was the Kushites that dominated this ocean, transversed this ocean. You understand what I'm saying? And colonized every nation on it. And this is the first world, the first global exchange. You know what I'm saying? When you're talking about from Africa over to what you call Oceania. Okay, now Oceania is Australia and all of those, Indonesia, if I'm not mistaken, is also a part of Oceania. You see what I'm saying? Now, what we gonna see here in Indonesia, because we're dealing with Indonesia. And, you know, and Indonesia is a lot like Haiti, where you got an island and it's split up the middle. On one side is Santo Domingo, and then on the other side is Haiti. And here in what they call Indonesia, one side is Indonesia, and the other side is Papua New Guinea. And this part over here of Indonesia is Guinea. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, Papua New Guinea. It's called Papua New Guinea, and this is New Papua New Guinea. Okay, and so however that is, you know, it just shows that, you know, it's been split up the middle, and what we call Indonesia was originally ruled and populated by African people in totality. And we're going to see that there was a push. You understand what I'm saying? When you see here, you see the Indo-Aryan migration into India. And that includes them goddamn Indians too. You understand what I'm saying? They are not the original people of that land. And people look at them just because they got some goddamn melanin. Them is goddamn mutants. Somehow, I don't know what they tried to do. They done added something to their goddamn DNA. This was some ancient goddamn cloning, some goddamn genetic manipulation or whatever it is. But they are not African people. We can see profoundly that they're Africans, and they know it themselves, and they'll say it they goddamn self, that the Africans was there before them. They know that. And I'm sick of people just sitting up here, always want to ride another motherfucker and not put down the facts for the strength of, goddamn it, you got niggeritis, and all you know to do is to honor everybody other than self. Sick of it. You see what I'm saying? So when you see this push, what happens is and the push kept coming down. You understand what I'm saying? To many of those that was the woolly haired African ruled all of that on the other side of the mountain range. If you go on the other side, you know what they call Iraq and Iran, it looked just like this because you got what they call the Zagros Mountains. You see what I'm saying? So all the mountains, some people call them Caucasoid. I don't even call them Caucasoid. I call them Uralian monkeys. You understand what I'm saying? Why is that? Because the fact is, where these peoples originate is even far behind the Caucasus Mountains. The Caucasus Mountains is probably the last area, you understand, that they came into before they entered into what we call Northeast Africa. But it's documentation that the Africans even had, the empire extended into what we call the lower Caucasus Mountains. When we talk about Black Russia, and we talk about, if we dealt with Jason and the Argonauts, You see what I'm saying? We dealt with Jason and the Argonaut in the quest for the golden fleece, which is the fleece of the golden ram, which is Amen. And there's many records that the Egyptians rule even up into what is Lower Russia. You see what I'm saying? So that's not their original homeland. So they not, Caucasian is giving them too much. They come from deep up in Russia, back further from, behind what they call the Ural Mountains, which is deep in Russia. You see what I'm saying? That's more their origin. So I call them, after the Ural Mountains, I call them the Uralian monkeys. Okay? That's a new term from the generals Sarasu Seti, the Uralian monkeys from behind the mountains of Ural. Okay? Now you can go look it up if you need to go look it up. As a matter of fact, I can give you, let me put it up there for you. Might as well go on to teach. Let me get it up there right quick, family. This up. Let me run with it. All right, here we go. That's a good one right there. That's a good one. Yeah. That's a good one right there. That's a good one right there. Drop it right on in. Boom. Drop it right on in. Let me see. Let me get one more good. That's another good. That's another good. And I'll just run with them for right now. I just run with them right now. Okay, so you looking right. You looking at the Ural Mountains. See, you talking about the Black Sea, and you talking about the Lower Caucasus Mountains is right around there. You see, no, them motherfuckers ain't just from them motherfuckers from back around the Ural Mountains. You see them right here. This is Europe. You see what I'm saying? And you see these are the Ural Mountains. And, the Caucasus Mountains is over here. You see up in this area. No, they ain't from right there. Because the reality is, when you look at some of the nations with the highest skin cancer rate, shit, them motherfuckers is over there in Germany and goddamn right around up in that area from behind. So if they was originally from that land, man, you understand what I'm saying? Wherever you indigenous to, that's where your makeup is gonna be more comfortable. It's gonna exist without the less friction. You ain't gonna have as many diseases. You're gonna be at your best. You see what I'm saying? Because that's your homeland. Your body was, it was designed based on that area. You see your makeup, your gene. That's why I say indigenous genes. That's where your genes come from. And so, you got a lot of nations up in that area around the Caucasus Mountains got some of the highest goddamn skin cancer rates of any nation on the goddamn planet. And that just show you that that's not their original homeland. They come from more behind the Ural Mountains. You see what I'm saying? From behind the Uralian Mountains, which is deep in Russia. And that's why, that's where, that's why they so got, white and lacking melanin. You see what I'm saying? And so I just had to bring that out because people just keep we keep using terms that really don't apply. When you look at the science, all them nations in Europe got the highest skin cancer rate. So that's showing you that they're not Europeans and they're not Caucasians because they're not from the Caucasus. They from farther back than that. That's not their original homeland. Okay? And so as they push from behind they got to hear even what they call the Hindu Kush. Okay? That was obviously before, the Uralian or the Caucasian was in the land. You see what I'm saying? And you can see they pushing down, but just as you see that they push here in this direction coming down into India, they begin to push down into what we know of as Europe today, coming down past the Caucasus Mountains into what we call Northeast Africa. You see what I'm saying? And as they push down into India, you know what I'm saying, destroying and, many of the Africans, fled further and further south. You understand what I'm saying? Until many of them had to flee the landmass altogether. And many of them just fled into the islands. You see you got the Adamite Islands and a whole lot of other islands. You understand what I'm saying? And they had to continue to push further east. You see what I'm saying? They had to continue to push further east. And so today we're dealing with Indonesia. You understand what I'm saying? Which, still have many aspects because we're talking about the Kushite. When I talk about the Kushite, I'm talking about the Kushite culture that we know of that came from Africa. Not just the Kushite. I'm not using that term loosely. You understand? When you talk about the pyramid, when you talk about many other aspects, which is numerous, from the Naga, the serpent, the human-headed serpent, the lion-headed serpent, and so on. And so that comes from Africa. A lot of people look at India and use Indian as the primordial origin for this concept, which is not true. It existed in Africa before it existed in India. And now, see, that's where we go wrong because somehow people have been, fooled that India is on par with Africa as far as being ancient. That shit is a myth. And I tell any motherfucking Indian anywhere that anytime y'all want to bring that shit to a debate, I done already put y'all motherfuckers in a casket. It's not a problem. And at any point in time, any great so-called great scholar of the Indian race want to bring and step up on the stage with General Cyrus Seti, please pay your motherfucking life insurance up, your intellectual life insurance up, get you a casket and put that motherfucker near you because I'm going to roll your ass over into that motherfucker on that day. That's going to be the end of your ass. Okay? So people look at India as being not the India what you see today. That's not the ancient India. Just like when they came in a lot of the African architecture been destroyed in India. That's what they're not telling you. Because when you go there today, I did the research. See, the Indian do a lot of lying. He damn near like the white man, where he put these astronomical dates on shit. The Indians but when you do the research, damn near 99.9% of all the temples that are in India today are from the AD period. When you go into Egypt and Ethiopia and further up, you got thousands of temples and tombs and pyramids that are far into the BC era. Far. You know what I'm saying? They don't have that type of presence in the BC era. They do not have the ancient literature and language on the walls and on papyrus from the BC. They do not have a BC presence like that. And so people look at it because, it might be far older than anything we know in the Western world, because the Western world is fairly new compared to the old world, which again, when I talk about, when we talk about the Indian Ocean, that was the nations on that ocean were primarily the first world empire between continents, Africa and Asia. So most of the early, in dealing with the African Kushite Empire, going and transversing the world from continent to continent was first done on the Indian Ocean. You see what I'm saying? It was first, and so people over here can't understand anything that's older than America or the Western world, or we say, oh, it's ancient, or this, that, and the third. But compared to Africa, India is not ancient. I just want to be real with you, and I'm going to put that no comparison. You understand? Even when you look at the migration map, which I don't agree with at all. When you talk about Africans leaving Africa, if we left Africa and we went all of that, mean we was in Africa before it was ever a footstep in Asia. So how in the hell you gonna compare India to Africa? You understand what I'm saying? When there was millions of years that was lived in Africa before they even migrated off the goddamn continent. We got to wake up today, family. And so again, I did Japan. And when you look at India, you got to look at the whole scope of that area. You're looking at Cambodia. You understand, with Angkor Wat, Angkor Thom. That great civilization of the Khmers, the Mon Khmers, and you get the Mon from the monsoon, that they came with the monsoon, and much evidence to prove that it was taken from the Nile Valley, no doubt about it. Ain't no if, not an and, or but about it. Yeah, based on the area of, where they were located, yes, they replaced many of the African symbols with symbols that were close to that symbol, but was indigenous to that area. So yes, but when you look at and peel that surface, symbolism off of it is Nile Valley culture, without any doubt. You see what I'm saying? And so when you talk about, you're talking about leaving Africa with the monsoons, you see, coming into India. You understand what I'm saying? Which is easy. That's nothing. You can come right on the cross without any problem. You understand? When you can make a motherfucking mistake and leave Africa and end up in India. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's automatically gonna bring you to India. You understand? If you leave anywhere up out of what they call the Gulf of Aden, and you come across in the monsoons, it's gonna automatically bring you to India or Pakistan by default. You understand what I'm saying? So what they call the west coast of India was the first settled. That's why right up in there, this is Pakistan today. It was one nation at one time, but the British split it, gave Pakistan to the Muslims, and gave India to the Hindus. But what we call the early Indus River civilization, which is in Pakistan today, starts right here on the west coast of India. And then when you look at all of the early cities, ancient cities, and and a lot of the temples have been destroyed to hide this fact that it was Kushite, to hide the fact. And not only did they come up and touch the west coast of India, they turned the corner and went up into this Gulf today, which is called the Persian Gulf, and established at the end of this Gulf, right there at what they call the Mesopotamian civilization, because the Mesopotamian civilization started in the south, right there on that Gulf. That means they sailed in, okay? They sailed in, and it's and everywhere. And you talk about Mohenjo-Daro, which is also a southern city on the Indus River. And then they said, and then they began to take the coastline and come around. You see what I'm saying? And we understand that they had mastered shipbuilding to a great extent that these were, a lot of people just want to show the Africans on some goddamn bar, some goddamn bamboo raft or some shit. This is some goddamn ocean seafaring ships. These is not no goddamn canoes and no goddamn rafts and shit. These are ships that's bringing, and so we got to understand that the world and the history that we have been taught is a farce. It's a goddamn, it's confusing us to the extent that, we are almost mentally ill, based on our true history and we're mentally ill believing this shit that they talking about. Because when we apply the reality, is no way you're going to fit reality on the historical blueprint of today, which is a farce to include people that were never there as the progenitors of civilization. They wasn't even there. But damn near 99% of what we call civilization, they were never there. And so when you say Indonesia, you see Indo, which means that the Indian, but they say Indian, but that's the Kushite. You got to take the Indian off of that. It's the Kushite, the Naga Kushite. You understand? Influence of that area right there. Profoundly, that area had that Naga blueprint. You understand? Strong now, even up into Japan. You see what I'm saying? But the irony of that, because they continue to push our brothers and sisters south. You understand what I'm saying? You got Africa here, a land of Africans. You understand what I'm saying? Black woolly head Africans, and then way over here in Papua New Guinea, Vanuatu, Australia, Tasmania, you got another area of woolly head Africans, and in between, you got the imbeciles, you got the invaders. You see what I'm saying? The Africans that were here in what you call Papua New Guinea, and understand that Guinea is on the west coast of Africa. You see what I'm saying? Guinea, which we will show, is on the west coast of Africa. So this is Papua New Guinea, to let you know that these are African people. Now, even if you say this is New Guinea, this is Papua New Guinea, then you got to give some reference to how the hell the Guinea people get way over here. You understand what I'm saying? In what we call Oceania, without having, some form of ocean-faring or seafaring ships. Okay? If this is Papua New Guinea, and Guinea is way in West Africa, and you're alluding to the fact that these are basically one people. These is one people. Woolly head Africans, in which I'm going to show you some of these Papua New Guinea. And that's the original people of what they call Indonesia. Not only are they original people of what they call Indonesia, they are the original people of Australia, Tasmania, and the landmass which you call India. Matter of fact, let me go and sum it up for you. These are the original people of all of Southern Europe. Even Southern Europe, goddammit, but Southern Asia. Even Southern Europe too. I didn't say nothing wrong, but we're dealing with Asia. So what you call Asia today, the woolly head African Kushite is the original people of that area that have been pushed even further and further and further out of lands which they indigenously populate. Or I ain't gonna say indigenous, but originally populated. Okay? And so again, showing you that Burma, Thailand, Vietnam, in Vietnam you get the ancient land of Champa. See, and you understand Champa is calm. You understand when you get Cambodia, you get, and see one form of Cambodia, you see Cam, and then you see Ham and Hammurabi and the lawbringer, Ham in the Bible and shit. Not that any of that, but the suffix itself, the prefix itself symbolizes black, samurai. So in the C or the K is interchangeable in Asia with the S. So you get Cambodia, and one of the ancient names was Cambodia. Okay, but then you get Sambo, Sam or Sambodia. because one of their black gods was Sambo. Okay, so you get Cam and you get Sam, and so with the Sambo you get samurai. You see what I'm saying? Which is the black warrior. When you look at the samurai, he's a warrior of the sun. You see what I'm saying? So that again applies to us. You see what I'm saying? That again applies to us. So when you talk about, when you go to Burma and you go to Thailand, you see that the pyramid is the par excellent temple of divinity all across that area. Now, when you go into the other areas, like where the Greeks and the Romans, they don't have the pyramid. They got the African temple, but they don't have that because they didn't have that understanding of what it stood for. You understand what I'm saying? They didn't have that yet. You understand? They took the Egyptian and the Kushite temple, but you don't find pyramids in when you look at spiritual temple in Europe. They don't. You understand what I'm saying? Only in the areas of the Kushite people do you find them temples. Let me come on down. Now, as you see here, the monsoons is what brought our people, around. And you talking about, we moving through what today they call the Indian Ocean, which is the Kushite Ocean. The only reason I'm saying that, so people don't become confused and say, where is it at? The Indian Ocean is the Kushite Ocean. But the monsoons is what brought them to India. You understand what I'm saying? Brought them to India. Wait a minute, let me come down here. The monsoons is the wind, the strong winds that blow from Africa to Asia and Asia back to Africa. In that time, there's a lot of rain, a lot of wind, and these are strong winds that could bring all type of typhoons and cyclones. So these are very powerful winds. I think they might call the cyclone very similar to a hurricane. You understand what I'm saying? So these are very strong winds, and a lot of trade is done during that period because you can bring heavy products, bring heavy exports. You understand what I'm saying? At that time, you know what I'm saying? And so they took them winds all through, what today is called Asia. It brought them into today what you call Indonesia. And they had stopping points along the way. They would bring it to India, and then they'll drop off in India, and then they'll take it further over to what they call Cambodia, into Burma. Then they'll get on the winds and come on around into what they call the South China Sea, into what you call the Philippines, which we have already documented. The Twa is populated, the Philippines, the area all through. Matter of fact, ain't no sense to leaving it out. Why would I leave it out? You know what I'm saying? And then and I'm gonna get off into some of these to prove it and back it up. You know what I'm saying? To prove it and back it up, that I know exactly what I'm talking about. We got to wake up. You know what I'm saying? We got to wake and shout out again that the Africans are renaming the so-called Indian Ocean the African Ocean, which they should have been done, and a whole lot of other goddamn, land mass oceans and rivers and lakes and nations and a whole lot of other shit need to be renamed. Don't stop there. Keep going. Hold on, let me get it show y'all and back it up. Ain't no damn doubt. And it should put that one in there too. But that's a very powerful. Those are very powerful. I'm gonna drop them on in there. And then we're gonna end. And I'll put that in there. Here we go, right here. Okay. Now, what we talking about? We talking about the Twa peoples. And so you see right there, they're in the Philippines, all down through. That's Indonesia. You understand what I'm saying? When you talk about, when you talk about, here you see Indonesia, this area is the area where they talk about the Negrito or the Negritoid. You understand? Which is the little short Twa people. You see what I'm saying? That's what they call the Twa people in Asia. They call them the Negrito. Okay? And so you see here all the areas, you say living populations with possible Negroid, Yadoid affiliation. Okay, so that must be another term that they use for them. So you see all down in Tasmania. Now look right there, they got a goddamn skull on Tasmania, meaning they wiped them all out. Okay, now this sister right here was the last of what they call the Bow people. And you see she's a little twat. She's standing next to, let me see if I can blow that up. So you can see the difference. Let me bring it down. See, you can see the difference between her and the so-called goddamn Indian. And they got the BBC did, and even they did it. They gave honor saying that the language of the Bow people had been there for almost goddamn 70,000 years. It was before them. Sick of y'all motherfuckers, man. We got to wake the fuck up. You see what I'm saying? And so this area, which we call Indonesia, was a stronghold of African people. Okay, they pushed down in and they show you the Twa coming out of Africa, the Negrito, but they always want to show it like they walk. They didn't goddamn walk to no motherfucking Australia. You understand what I'm saying? Even if they came across from Australia to South America, goddamn, you're gonna have to, man, you got ships today that's scared to go across the Pacific Ocean. You got white man ship. Them motherfuckers scared to go across that ocean, but they don't show you as islands all the way in between. So you stop, you get the one, you stop, then you push on. Then you push on. You know what I'm saying? And so, the reality is, all of this is the domain. When I say ancient Egypt and in Indonesia, people think somehow that this is some type of joke. No, it's reality. They have been coming over there since early 100,000 BC. They had already, they showed that the Australian been in Australia damn near 70,000 to 100,000 years. Or even, how you think it got over there? So the Egyptians are a fairly newer African empire compared to them early peoples. So the earlier Africans had already laid out the currents of the oceans to where when the Egyptians, they knew exactly how to get to these areas. It was no confusion. They had already charted the ocean. Damn, y'all motherfuckers got to wake up out of that cracker mentality where y'all thinking everything, they just got there. That's bullshit. Okay? And so you see right here on the orange woman on the Andaman Islands, they in the middle of the goddamn Bay of Bengal. Okay, which today is the Bay of Bengal. We're going to name that something different. I'm going to rename the whole goddamn map. Goddamn it, I already named it the Kushite Ocean. 20 years ago, I added Naga on it, Naga Kushite Ocean, which is still, to be profound and, because you see the serpentine, blueprint of the Kushites. You see what I'm saying? Now, you see here, Tamil. You see right here, Tamil Nadu. This was the southern, one of the southern empires of, or what they call the Naga Kush or the Indian, subcontinent. Okay, and it was one of this, if I'm not mistaken, it was the earliest which when they say early, that's bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? But it was one of the more profound empires earlier than most of the northern ones. The northern empires, Tamil Nadu came before the Northern. You understand what I'm saying? And, you know, from there, you can see that you got the Kola dynasty. You understand? The Kohola dynasty, which was also in the southern regions, that dominated and took their influence into all these other areas. So that southern portion, that was the African stronghold. You see what I'm saying? Some of the last vintages in that landmass of the woolly head, you know, and they went down in there and destroyed a lot of them temples. They went down in there just like they did in Africa. They went down there and was very destructive to a lot of that, you know, African influence. You see more of the temples that were carved in stone, pyramids. You understand? The lion, the elephant, you understand? The naga, the serpent, which is primordial zoo types of Africans all over the planet. You see what I'm saying? You see how they even went into Champa. You see Champa. And this is where you get Champa. People don't even know. That's black. You don't even understand. When you burning Naga Champa, that's the black man's innocent. That's named Naga. You know, that's the Champa, Cham, or Cam. That's us. People don't understand. That's not them. You see what I'm saying? And so they didn't took much of our history, just like the Caucasoid, and applied their own, their own misrepresentation of what is ours, and they projected to the world, and we accepted hook, line, and sinker. God damn it, we don't go behind them. You understand what I'm saying? We don't go behind them to do some some checkups on that shit to see if it's true. Now you see right here, you see human origin, 200 to 5. Now, how the fuck you know? And you the last motherfucker on the planet. You understand what I'm saying? See, that's what's wrong with us. We letting the last motherfucker on the planet count the numbers. That's fucked up. You don't even know, motherfucker, anything you do, you either guessing or you lying. You don't know. You understand what I mean? If you the last motherfucker on the planet, you're not going to shake no bones and no vial and give me no numbers. You understand what I'm saying? If you was a legitimate, institutionalized nation with language, numbers, and writing, you ain't got to do no extraordinary shit like shaking bones and some goddamn carbon liquids and shit to try to come up with a fake date. You understand what I'm saying? So here you see if this is the origin, and then it say Southwest Asia, 100,000 years. Then you got Australia, 60. How did they get over there? They came by way of the monsoons. You understand what I'm saying? They didn't walk. Ain't no motherfucker gonna walk from Africa to no goddamn Australia. I don't know what would make a motherfucker do that. Motherfucker too lazy to get up and go to the damn store, the corner store. You understand what I'm saying? Or, you ain't going to go far from your home. What going to make a motherfucker say, you know what, I'm going to up and leave and, you know what I'm saying, leave my home and just start wandering. You understand? To the point, I'm all the way on the other side of the world. You understand? I'm just a wanderer. If you establishing civilizations and what would make somebody leave Africa, a paradise, and go walking through some mountains, and what the fuck would make you do that? That's ridiculous. These was colonists. They left by way of ships with a directive to go and settle new lands. They didn't go wandering. They went as explorers. You understand what I'm saying? Looking for new land. So if you see here and it say 100,000, or even if you took that 150,000 years, you already got, which is not true. Africans are millions of years old. Now that goddamn 100,000 years ago in Asia might be more correct. And then you're talking about Australia, 60 to 100,000 years may be more correct. But it's a lot of more years than 150,000 years between Africans and the rest of the world. Okay? And so they show you here. Now here, they want to show you, but they won't tell you that they on the water. Okay, they own the water coming into these land masses. At that date, you understand what I'm saying? They didn't come out the cave into 2000 BC, so that's embarrassing to them. So they're not going to tell you. They're going to make it seem like you was some type of, some type of savage with a goddamn bear skin on his back roaming through which is not true. We were never in the state of what they talking about developing and evolving and shit. How the fuck is you going to evolve in Africa with all them goddamn cannibalistic animals over there eating your ass, and you gonna evolve? You had to know the art of goddamn defense to defend from day one, or they would have ate your ass up off the planet. You understand what I'm saying? So we was never at the state. It couldn't never have been any state where we did not know how to defend ourselves. Okay? No way. You see what I'm saying? And so we had to have weaponry. Because ain't nothing else you ain't gonna throw no rock and hit no goddamn lion or no goddamn, no goddamn whatever, all them goddamn animals, motherfucker, you're gonna have to have some type of form of a militaristic strategy, where a group of men get together to compel these goddamn animals and shit. Come on, man. You had to be a society of civilized people from day one. Or them goddamn lions would have ate your ass up off this motherfucker. You evolving like the goddamn lion gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna leave you alone till you evolve, motherfucker. But when you evolve, I'm gonna start eating your ass. He gonna wait on you to evolve. See, that's some bullshit. You see what I'm saying? So again, showing you the Africans coming across. Now, let's get on down here. This is showing you up here ankle wide. Now this is what they want to call Oceania. Now you got Melanesia. You see right there, Papua New Guinea. See, they don't want to get that part. You know what I'm saying? Because that's another part of Indonesia they just stole from us. That old thieving ass Indian just stole from us. You understand what I'm saying? That whole landmass, Micronesia, which is again, all of that is African. Polynesia, all of that was African. You understand what I'm saying? And still African in many respects. And you got Melanesia for melanin. You see? Come on down. Now you see, wait a minute. You got many of the on this particular island right here, Java. You got a lot of temples, very African in origin. You understand what I'm saying? You got to understand, when you see these Africans over there, now matter of fact, let me jump right on down there so I can show you some of these Africans. Ain't no sense of holding it up, and then I'll come back up. See, this is the Jawa, which is on the Andaman Islands, what I just showed you. You see they woolly hair, dark skin. They look like Africans. They don't look like no damn Indian. You see what I'm saying? Look like Africans. Now, these over here, this is the Papua New Guinea. You can see they got the afros. You see what I'm saying? Got the afros, got the same hairstyles. You see what I'm saying? No wonder they call them Guinea. You understand? Because they look just like, look at that, woolly. And so when you look at them Buddhas, now you know, and some of them do got the slant eye, but that don't mean they got it from no Oriental, because you got the San people, the Khoisan people of Southern Africa that got a slant in their eye. They got many of the same colors. They use the Karian shade. They're very vivid. You know what I'm saying? More vivid than any other people in Asia. You see the yellow, which is all of the profound color, even that red, that reddish hue that the Egyptians use. They also use the yellow. Let me get back over. You see even in Brazil where they use that black and white. This is Brazil, but this is right here, Papua New Guinea. You see the tongue out like Bess. You see the tongue out like Bess. That's where when you see them so-called Polynesian motherfuckers like The Rock, and you see them stick their tongue out and they got it from the Africans. Man, y'all better wake up, man. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all better wake up. Y'all better wake y'all ass up today. Look at that. You see, and so when you look at the statue, if didn't nobody tell you that this came from Papua New Guinea, you would immediately assume that this was from Africa. You see what I'm saying? You see again the cowrie shells. You know what I'm saying? You see the cowrie shells. This look like what's his name? Baron Samedi. You understand what I'm saying? From Voodoo, Baron Samedi. So you already see the traditions have carried over. So again, this is Papua New Guinea. You see right there how they, afros, putting the color in their hair, that right there almost look like tattoos. Those look like almost, I had to look. That almost looked like a tattoo. You know what I'm saying? Up in there, and I had to do, you see the cat skin. I don't know what particular cat over there, but you see that form of the cat, which you see in Africa. You know what I'm saying? With the leopard skin. Very vivid. You can see that brother is woolly. That's all that is woolly hair. Again, the cowrie shell showing you African people over in what we call Asia. Okay, what we call Asia. So I just had to show you the Papua New Guinea, so you know exactly what we talk about when we talking about this over there in Indonesia. So when you see the pyramids, and you got to see that the Africans are populated all of India. You understand what they've been pushed down to where they only, and then in certain areas, just like Tasmania, where they won't, they've been eradicated up out of the land. And many of them temples in the areas in which our people were dominant in been destroyed. We got to wake up today, man. We got to wake up today. And so this is Guinea in Africa. You understand? Guinea, you got Guinea-Bissau, right below Senegal, right next to Mali, right above Sierra Leone, right above Liberia, Cote de L'Ivoire, okay? In which all that French shit, they need to take all that shit up off of there. All of that shit is some French shit. But Guinea, you see, so this is Guinea in Africa, and this is Papua New Guinea, way in goddamn Asia, in the South Pacific. You understand what I'm saying? In the South Pacific. So let's look at some of the temples. Now I did this one long ago. This is in Indonesia. It's at the temple of Bordoru, or one of the step pyramids over there. And I showed, where he had woolly hair. You understand? Ain't no goddamn Asian got no hair like that. All the way down to the nape of the neck. You understand what I'm saying? That's nap. That's nap. And you see that the Africans brought the pyramid, understanding that this comes from the primordial culture of Africans coming up out of the area of Central East Africa, right around the Great Lakes region where the volcanoes. You understand what I'm saying? So when you talk about the pyramid, you're talking about the house of fire. When you understand that, people can take it without understanding the cultural, social, geographical origins of that thing. And so all they got is the surface structure. They don't have no true understanding of the cultural origin of this geometric figure. Okay? But it's quite evident as you come across Asia, you see that the pyramid, and this is a pyramid, come all the way up to a point. You understand what I'm saying? And so you see many, this is enough in Indonesia, you see, that's a form of best. When you see that almond-shaped eye, you understand what I'm saying? That's a form of best. Just like with the tongue is sticking out. Hold on, let me come back up here. This is also in India, but I want to get down here. You see the little twa in front of this temple, Suwu, okay, Suwu, okay, temple in Indonesia. You see the pyramid, and then you see the two Twa with the woolly hair. I'm gonna show you their hair. That's in front of the temple. I blew it up. There you go. So you can see not only do he got woolly hair, he got braids in his goddamn hair. Don't no goddamn Asian wear no braids. Okay, don't no Asian wear no goddamn braid. Them is just like I showed you the little small sister, what they call the Negrito. That's who that is. Okay, you ain't gonna find no Asian with no ball or no woolly hair, up in the damn ball in the back of their hair. That's a shag. If niggas remember back in the, you cut this shit down low or braid, and then you got all that hair in the back. That's what they call a shag. God damn. You see what I'm saying? And so I'm gonna come down. That's Angkor Wat. What really was so profound was I looking at a temple in Indonesia. This just said it all. Let me go get that brother or sister from Papua New Guinea. I'm gonna show you something. One with the afro. This is a good one right here. Let me copy that. Let me copy that. I'm gonna teach in action. God damn it, I ain't got time to play. You got an African on the elephant on the island of Indonesia. Here you go, right here. Take that out of there. You can see the afro on his head. You understand what I'm saying? If I'm gonna blow it up for you, just in case. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Boom. Okay. Take that. I teach in live time so people can understand and see it for themselves. If you lie to yourself, motherfucker, shame on you. Ain't nothing I could do for you. Ain't nothing I could do for you. Bring it down. Bring it down. Now, if you looking right there, and what I'm going to do, just so you know, I'm going to copy this. I'm going to take it. Well, I ain't going to delete that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to paste this. And what I'll do, I'm going to take that out of there. And I'm going to copy this. And I'm going to paste this. Okay? What I'm going to do, and I'm going to blow it up. So you can see that it's an afro. Okay? So you can see that it's not no damn Asian. You understand what I'm saying? And what I'll do is I'll copy that. And I'll paste that, take that out of there. And what I'll do is I'll bring this over here to make it much more clear for you. You understand what I'm saying? To make it much more clear for you that these were the original Africans of that land. Straight up. I don't play no motherfucking game. Nigga, straight up. I don't spar, motherfucker. I go straight to war with this shit. That's who that is. Now that's on the island of Java. Goddamn it, Indonesia. To show you that what they call the Papua New Guinea, which the African was originally across the whole island. Across the whole Southern Asia is what I'm talking about. Okay? Now, let me get a clarity of where I'm at. So I can bring this on. Because this is, I'm just going to show. This is another thing that I wanted to show. And I might have to blow some of this. I seen this was also, this is in Java. Prambanan Temple. Okay, and I look and I say, God damn, is that the Ba symbol? Is that the which is the Ba, which is one of the spirit souls of ancient Egypt. Now, let me blow that up so you can see. It's the bird with the human-headed bird, which is symbolic of the spirit. Okay, wait a minute. Let me blow it up for you. For nigga, I've been studying this shit all my life. I don't make no simple comparisons. When I show you something, motherfucker, it is what it is. You either take it or don't take it, but nigga, don't act like it ain't what it is. When you blow it up, you will see again that's exactly what it is. It's the symbol for the Egyptian Ba right there. Okay, and that's that's Java, that's the Prambanan temple. Okay, wait a minute. Now, when you look here, you can see again. You can see. You know how the dreads look like they wrapped it. They take their dreads and they wrap it up like in a bun, a big ass bun. You can see right there. You know, it looked like somebody one of the dread head. Now that damn near almost looks serpentine back there. I don't understand. You know, I had to take a deeper understanding in that. That almost looks serpentine. You see what I'm saying? But, you know, you see an African presence there. Wait a minute. Again, you see woolly haired Africans. This African riding on the back of a horse. That's a brother with an afro. Again, you understand what I'm saying? You can see him back there with an afro. Again, these are the Africans. These is what you call today the Papua New Guineans, Melanesians, and all this other crazy shit. Now, you see here, you see the Twa. You see the Twa, the little short people. You can tell they short. You understand what I'm saying? These the little Twa. Look how short they is. They almost damn near look like leprechauns and shit. You understand what I'm saying? They damn near look like leprechauns. Again, showing you the little short Twa. You understand what I'm saying? And people may look at this as being primitive, but these people constructed some of the greatest megalithic temples of Asia. So these are not, you know, we can't be blinded to the fact that these people have great skills of high technology. You see what I'm saying? This is a pyramid that's still standing from that time period. Now, it ain't as ancient as, you know, ancient Egypt, but they still held on to many of the traditions. When the indigenous Kushites landed, you know, they left an imprint that carried down for thousands and thousands and thousands of years that can still be identified today. Now, this almost reminds me of the top of the Ankh. You understand what I'm saying? You know, the knot of Isis. You're almost on that level. You see what I'm saying? And I got other images that I could put there. I didn't have time today to put it there, but that also is African. Now, I got, you know, you see the brother right there with the two staffs and is inside the sun disk. You see what I'm saying? Showing that spirit. Let me show y'all something. Where is that at? Oh, I put that over here. Here you go. Here you go, right here. Here you go, right here. So when you see the brother inside the sun disk representing you, that's the anthropomorphic image of the sun on earth. Your spirit is, you know, taking, you know, on the aspect of the sun in the respects of transformation. As the sun rise, the sun goes to a height. That's your, you know, that's what you call your what's the term I'm using? Just say that's the height of, you know, your life, where you at your I don't know, the word is slipping me right now. When you at your best, and then you set, you know, so his birth is your prime, in your prime. That's what I mean. In your prime, and then the sun set, and the prime is noon and to about 3 o'clock, and then, you know what I'm saying, and then it started to come down. You see what I'm saying? And it's set. So this represents spirit. This birth is your prime in life, and then the spirit, you know, it is transformation. And so the sun is rising, the spirit is rising to be reborn again. You understand? But not in this life, but in the next life. And so again, you see here the spirit of the, you know, the next generation. You understand? You see, it's eternal. So that king and that, he looks for the immortality of his bloodline. You understand what I'm saying? He wants his bloodline to rule forever. And so you see the serpent or the Ouroboros, which is symbolic of eternity. And you see the spirit inside the African child, inside the being the image of resurrection and rebirth, that our race will be eternal. And so you see, as you see the Ouroboros surrounding the sun and the spirit, and you see what they call the acre. You see the two lions, yesterday and today, and then you see, yesterday and tomorrow, and then you see the present, and you see the symbol of eternity. You see what I'm saying? And you see that here also. You see it right there, and it looked like a Tekken. It almost looked like an obelisk when you look at it. But I had to get the next time I do this, I'll show you as it go up that it form. This is Papua New Guinea. You see the brother? Now, you see, they call them I'm going to get it for you right now. I ain't going to hesitate. I'm going to get it for you right now. I'm going to show the rock with his thieving ass, his people. His people, all them people you see in Hawaii and shit, them ain't the original people over there. Hold on, I'm going to show you. Oh, there they go. There they go right there. Hold on. Hold on. I'm going to show you where they got it from. I don't play no games. I'm going to tighten some of the, get some better images on the temples. But right here, let me drop this in. Look at this shit. Thieving motherfuckers. They thieving, man. And we sit back and we don't understand this shit. Because we ain't shown, we never get shown the original. We never get shown the original. Here we go. Come on over here. See? You see, they call them, let me spell it out. Maoi. I think that's how you spell it. Maori. Right. Tribe of New Zealand. Okay? New Zealand. Now, when you take that, you don't understand. These are the outsiders. Them motherfuckers just got there. You understand what I'm saying? That's who he got it from. That's who he got it from. Wait a minute, let me bring him up front. That's who he got it from. You understand what I'm saying? Even the goddamn writing and carvings on the face is where they got it from. But you don't know because you don't understand the original. And then you don't understand, number one, wait a minute. Hold up. Hold on. We just talked about the Negrito. We just talked about the Twa. I'm about to bring it home, family. I'm about to bring it home. You know what? This goddamn, they trying to block me right now, but that's all right. That's all right. Let me drop it. I got 2-3 more family that I want to show y'all, and then we're gonna bounce out of here to the next time. So like I showed what needed to be shown. Wait a minute. Here we go. Here we go. I get this. I get it from here. They can't stop the bomb rush. They can't stop the bomb rush. Hold on. Well, I could use this. I could use this. I could use this one for right now. Hold on. Yeah, I'll use it. Here we go. Here we go. Let me drop it on in. Boom. You see, they'll God best. And you see where they took it from. You understand? But see, this brother, he's the indigenous, you know, he's the indigenous bloodline of the little twat that came over. So that his people brought it there. You can see him with the braids down in their beard. You know how the brothers do. You know how we do. You see what I'm saying? Now let me show lastly some things. Lastly, let me show some things, you know, and you see right here, the horns of the apis. You see you even see the crocodile. You see what I'm saying? You see the crocodile, you know, a small reptile. You see the horns of Heru. You understand what I'm saying? You see the cowrie shell. But this was even more profound when we went to Egypt, and you can see the boomerangs right there in Egypt. And then you go all the way on the other side of the planet, and you see them right there with the Africans that's over in what we call Oceania. You understand? What we call Australia, Tasmania, Papua New Guinea, all up in that area. Again, you see, it's not a coincidence at all, because you have to have scientific, you know, aerodynamic understanding. You understand, because everybody did not have that understanding. You see what I'm saying? And so, family, again, ancient Egypt and Indonesia and all other areas of what we call Southeast Asia. You understand? Showing our people from a global standpoint. This is global African supremacy, global African history. Wake up, family. Quit taking the history of the European, using it as a means to destroy your sense of orientation, who you are. You're a global people. Stand up, reclaim your divinity, reclaim your sovereignty, reclaim your land. Quit walking with the adversary. You know, liberate your mind, your spirit from the adversary. Then reclaim your land, free your ass. And at the end of all the freeing, free your mind, free your spirit, and free your ass. Free the land and free the people. All right, family, check me out, KingSeti.com, online marketplace, Patreon, General Sarasu Seti, GeneralSeti.com, Seti University. Thank you for being in the house. Thank you for being in the house. Barbador. I seen the family put it in there. I got to get the pronunciation down. You right and exact, family, when you drop that. You right, that's the temple where the statue and the brother had the woolly hair. I got a lot of shit lined up. I had to move some things back because I was doing something, but I got some shit lined up. So tomorrow I'm going again. Ain't no pushing back. Tomorrow I'm in the house again. Double up. Be in the house for that 5. All right, family? Black power.